Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. You know, several years ago I had a long discussion with my pastor, and he believed in the pre-tribulation rapture. I did not, and never had. I still don't. And, you know, we loved each other in Christ, and so we wanted to discuss this. And at one point I remember telling him, or, whatever, saying, hey, can we agree that one's salvation is not dependent on whether or not one believes in pre-tribulation rapture? Of course. You can believe you're getting raptured, you can not believe you're getting raptured, but, Christians believe if you have faith in Jesus, you're getting to heaven, right, to put it bluntly. And it doesn't matter if you believe in rapture or not. And what I told him was this, Lynn, I fear for you, brother, because if I'm wrong and you're right and there is a pre-tribulation rapture, I'm out of here, right? I've got Jesus. And he goes, yep. I said, but if I'm right and you're wrong, when these bad times come for which you are mentally, emotionally, and I submit spiritually unprepared, you're in trouble. I've moved on from that stage of my life, and I have found something very similar to the pre-tribulation rapture belief in the, call it what you want, the Hebrew roots movement, Israelites, things like that. And basically they believe, many, in a second Exodus. Yeshua's going to come back, he's going to call all his people to him, and we're just going to traipse out of Egypt, and the people are going to bestow gifts upon us. And, I had one Torah teacher tell me, I'm trying to decide right now what kind of car I want. I think I'll take an Escalade or whatever. And, basically it's going to be a walk through the park as we go to Israel, or as we're recalled back to God's land, right? And that's kind of the thought. And yeah, people, probably some of you, will make comments and say, well, you don't have that quite right. Yeah, maybe not. What I'm talking about is a general feeling, a general attitude, if you will. I heard one prominent man talk about how when, on Passover, which was a few days ago, you get called out, go back to the place where you had Sukkot last year. Show me that in the Word. I know what it says about when they left. Show me that it says do that again and go back to the same place you went the year before. I think it's mildly irresponsible to tell people, hey, come back to where we had this huge camp out, which was awesome and glorious and spirit-filled. Y'all come back here, but we won't have any preparations ready. We're not going to have all the logistics put into effect. We're not going to have all the food and latrines, porta potties, whatever set up. We won't have permission to be there, but y'all just come here and it'll be okay, because manna is going to rain down from heaven, and everything's going to be sweet, honey and milk, right? Read about the second Exodus. Read about the first Exodus. Was it all milk and honey? Was it all sweetness and light? Yes, manna fell down from the sky. Did they have to fight anybody? Did people die? How many people died? Here's what it is. I wrote in my book, Survivalist Family, Prepared Americans for a Strong America. You can buy it on Amazon. Please do. I wrote in my book a chapter on getting the spouse on board, getting, your loved one on board with preparedness. And in a lot of cases, it's the man, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, it's the man who sees the need to get his family into preparedness, to prepare for what he perceives as bad times coming. And in a lot of cases, again, not all, the wife kind of resists. And so I was talking about how different people perceive different things. And, women generally are all about security. Women want to be secure. And when you confront them with, baby, we got to spend our vacation money on, 3 years worth of food and guns and ammo. She's not going to like that, because she's picturing bad times, and she doesn't want to picture bad times, and so she just resists the whole concept of preparedness and having to get ready for anything. You know what? There's men out there like that too, and they don't want to face emotionally, let alone intellectually, the possibility that really bad things could happen. And so they come up with these fantasies about a pre-tribulation rapture, or a second Exodus that involves me getting to pick my Escalade and have everyone give me their money and jewelry, and manna's falling from the sky. And it's just going to be a parade back to Israel. It's just going to be a joyful time where we don't have to worry about anything or be prepared for anything. And we can live our lives in Babylon. We can live our lives not set apart, but living with the world, eating the food of the world, doing the things the world likes until that last safe minute. And then we can all go be serious about what we're doing. That's what it comes down to. It's sad, and it's a bit frightening for me as a pastor to see people who believe that. The time to come out of her, my people, is yesterday. The time to get serious about your preparations, yes, spiritual preparations, yes, physical preparations, yes, emotional, all kinds. Just get ready. That time is past. It's time now to be ready. Do not put your hopes on some free ticket out of here, whether that free ticket is a pre-trib rapture or that free ticket is some fantasy about a second Exodus that's just going to go as smooth as glass, because it's not going to happen. We can read in the Word that the dragon is going to pursue the woman. The saints are the woman. The dragon is Satan. And so being pursued to me doesn't sound like a walk in the park. The woman flees to a place prepared for her by the Lord in the wilderness. It's wilderness. There are people right now out there in the wilderness doing Yah's work, doing God's work to get those places prepared. It's the wilderness, people. You better be physically ready. I've seen people who have bought into this thing. Oh, we just need our survival supplies. This is on both sides of the coin, okay? All we need is our supplies and we're good to go. And they never use their supplies. They never go out and test them. They never test themselves. It's just like, hey, it's all going to be cool. I've got this water filter. I've got this big tent. I've got this, gun, this knife, this whatever. Pick a piece of gear. And because that, I'm saved. I got everything I need. Man. Please start practicing with your stuff. Please get out there and work your body. Get out there and build a fire, build a shelter, take a walk, take a lot of walks, start getting fit. I see some people out there who talk about making the second Exodus, and you can tell they're planning on riding in an Escalade, because the last time they walked 5 miles was when? Never. Hard times are right around the corner, man. I've been saying this for a while, and hey, if you got a free ticket out of here because of the pre-trib rapture, or the second Exodus is going to be a walk in the park, cool, I'm with you, right? And I guess I'm just fit and ready for nothing. But if I'm right and you're wrong, you're going to rue the day when you blew this video off. Please go out there, start taking some action. Plant your garden. Go for a walk, get fit, talk to your children, talk to your neighbors, start working together, start thinking about coming out of Babylon and moving into a more sustainable situation. Even if end times, as biblically stated, are not here in the next, little bit, bad times are still coming. Look at our economy. Look at the world situation. The world that we grew up in is not going to be the world that we see soon, probably within the next couple of years. And so you need to get yourself set up. And right now you have time. You have time right now to go move, to get your supplies, useful supplies. Get canning gear and start canning stuff. Don't get canning gear and stick it in the garage. I talked to a guy the other day who said, yeah, I've got all this stuff. And he named off stuff, like a canner and a wood stove and a tent and all this stuff. And he hadn't used any of it. It was all new in the boxes in his barn. Turn off the YouTube, turn off this channel, turn off your television, quit going to the shopping mall, and get out there and start living life and getting ready. Take physical action. The time is now, and I really do hope I see you out there. God bless.